So welcome to this mini demo on link management between Cameo and Jama Connect. As you can see, I'm here in Cameo. I have loaded a SysML model and I've also loaded our plugin here on the right side that will allow us to load the Jama Connect requirements right into Cameo and manage the links between the two tools. So first of all, I will navigate into the project tab, and here we see the project tree with all the content of our project. Previously, we've added various models to our project, including this Cameo model, and we've also a reference into a Jama Connect requirements model. So I will just go ahead and load that Jama Connect model right into Cameo. So here we go. We get this grid and we can expand the requirements tree just as we're used to do so in Jama Connect itself. So the visualization and the user experience is very similar to the original tool. Adding a link between a SysML model and a requirement is very simple. I just select a model element in the diagram. I go over to the grid and select the add link command. This will open the link definition window. I select a link type. We check if source and target are okay and just generate the link. Having done that, we get this vertical gray bar, this vertical gray marker in the grid. This tells us that some SysML model element has been linked to this textual requirement. When I hover on it, I can see which element is linked to the requirement, and when I click on it, this will highlight the element in the diagram, so we know actually which element is linked to this requirement. Let's add a second link, and this time we want to link to the whole diagram, not to a model element inside the diagram. So we deselect everything, we choose a second textual requirement, say we want to add a link, we go along with the link type and just generate the link. So we have generated two links now, one to a model element and one to the whole diagram. Now, the plugin actually provides two views. This view of the complete textual requirement document, and there is a second view, and that is the context view. So this second view shows all links that are relevant in the context of the currently active diagram. So switching to this context view, we would expect to see the two links we have just added before. And I switch over to that second view, and here they are. The plugin presents which model element is linked to which textual requirement. Clicking on a model element will highlight the element that is linked to this requirement, and clicking on the second element, which is actually the whole diagram, marks the whole diagram, which is linked to this second textual requirement. Now we want to see the details of the requirement right in Cameo, and we can do that by just using this local menu here and opening the local viewer. And this takes us right into Jama Connect. It opens the tree at the correct node and selects the right requirement, and we can go investigate the details here or even start editing. Of course, we can also navigate to the other side and just open in original tool. This will take us into the standard browser, and we will again navigate into the tree, select the right item, and here we see the details. And down here we have the OSLC artifacts, and here is the automotive domain, that element we have just linked with that requirement. And when I click on that element, this will bring up the delegated UI. And as we have linked to a model element here, we only get a property grid. This is the property grid of the Cameo model element. And we see in the referenced by row that there are 3 diagrams that are actually using this element. So we can navigate into those diagrams by just using this little lens, and we can navigate into any of these diagrams. Finally, let's see if we can also add and manage links from the other side, from the Jama Connect side to Cameo. So let's select corporate supplementary as a second, as a new requirement. And now we just select the plus button, and we get an extensive picker with, we can select the link type, we select the right artifact container, and we have various ways to identify content. We can use our personal favorites, we can search across the whole platform, like let's say B26 is a diagram I know. We can also navigate into the tree, into the model tree, and expand the nodes and identify content. Here we can use our personal history of items we have used before. So there's various ways to identify our link target, and let's stick with B26 and add a link to this block. Number one, and number two, we go with B26 and link to the whole diagram. So two more links to this one. And yeah, again, the same thing. When I click on it, we get the delegated UI. This time we have linked to a diagram, so we get immediately the whole diagram. And let's switch over to Cameo and bring up B26. Yeah, and what we see is three links. We have the link automotive domain, which we have used before in our diagram before. We have the economy context, this one here, and we have linked to the whole diagram. So exactly what we'd have expected. Yeah, so you see there's a really very powerful and convenient way now to integrate visual content of SysML modeling tools like Cameo or Enterprise Architect, Rhapsody, or even Matlab Simulink with Jama Connect. Thank you for watching this.